The Sydney-to-Hobart race. It's one of the most demanding sailing competitions in the world. The race attracts some of the best sailors from around the globe, many highly paid professionals on expensive yachts. At only 35 feet long, the AFR Midnight Rambler and its amateur crew seemed unlikely competition. On December 26, 1998, the Midnight Rambler and 114 other boats set sail from Sydney, Australia, on a 723-mile race to Hobart, Tasmania. The weather was beautiful at the start, but conditions quickly deteriorated. Into the Storm draws from first-hand accounts from the crew of the Midnight Rambler.
I was watching the digital readout and it was saying 30 knots, 40 knots, 50 knots, and then the screen, the digital readout went blank. So I've looked up and the wind has blown the wind meter off the top of the mast.
For the next 24 hours, boats battled perilous conditions. Wind gusts of nearly 100 miles per hour and monstrous 80-foot waves that towered over boat masts.
We had two bad knockdowns. The force of the wave just took me away. There was no way you could hang on.
I floated through the air with as much dignity as I could muster and cracked my head on one of the bolts that was holding fittings on the deck. I was nervous to touch it because I wondered if I was going to touch hard or squishy, so I started asking guys around me, how bad do you think this looks?
I thought, this is it. We've really gone too far this time.
Many boats tried to maneuver around the storm. Others ran for land. But the crew of the AFR Midnight Rambler chose to head directly into the storm. By the time the race was over, 5 yachts had sunk. 55 sailors were saved in what became the largest search and rescue operation in Australia's history. And tragically, 6 men died. After 3 days and 16 hours, the Midnight Rambler reached Hobart the overall winner. It was the smallest boat to win the race in 10 years. Their stunning victory and the teamwork that made it possible hold valuable lessons for success in today's demanding business environment. Into the Storm. It's a gripping adventure story. It's an extraordinary lesson in teamwork. Available in stores November 2012.